Hello, everyone. Welcome and happy Valentine's Day. We're so excited to have you joining us on this wonderful day of the heart, deep in the heart of Texas. I could just go on and on and on, you right? Thank you for joining us today as we welcome Luke Huser, who is just this local talent that I'm enamored with everything he creates. It's just so beautiful. He plays at our church, St. James Episcopal Church, and I'm so excited every time he's coming to play with the choir because I just know it's going to make us sound so much better. I am so thrilled to have you joining us today. Has anyone been here or not been here before? Who's never been here before? Mary? Kay and Brad. Okay, so welcome. So the Texas Quilt Museum is housed in a building that was constructed in 1893. Everything used in the construction of the building was taken from LaGrange or Fayette County, where we're seated. We have longleaf pine floors. Each one of these columns was carved from a single longleaf pine tree. The bricks and galleries 1, 2, and 3 were all made here in LaGrange or Fayette County. Now the different colors of the clay come from the same region, but it was the different methods of making that yield the different colors. And so these were baked outside. The ones in Gallery 2, the red ones, were baked in a kiln. The rocks that are in this corner back here, those were taken from the LaGrange City Hall when they raised it to build a new one way back when. We have no idea how old the rocks are. We just joked that they were probably tired of baking bricks, so they shoved the rocks in the holes and called it finished. It adds to the history of our building as well as the visual texture, and we're just grateful that they have been recycled into our building. In 2010, our founders, Carrie Bresnahan and Nancy O'Brien Puentes, desired a location for the Texas Quilt Museum. Now, Galleries 1 and 2 always functioned as some type of mercantile, and Gallery 3 was a hardware store. And so in 2010, when Carrie and Nancy came upon this building decided to have it restored, we are at 95% original integrity, so we're about as close as we could possibly get from the original opening of these two buildings. And interestingly, Carrie and Nancy are cousins, and way back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, cousins were the ones who opened these two buildings for their businesses too. So it took about a year to restore, and in 2011 we opened our doors, and since then we have welcomed over 120,000 friends like you from all 50 states, all U.S. territories, and 68 countries in this world. The collections in Gallery 1 belong to the National African American Quilt Guild. This is the first time we've ever had a full collection representing African American artists. We're so thrilled to have them here. This collection here is called Art to Art. Each one of these pieces was significantly inspired by a piece of art. It could have been a photo or a painting or a sculpture. And the ladies who are the founders of the NAAQG will be here on the 28th to do a gallery talk about these quilts. So if you're interested, please come back and see us. It's a free gallery talk at 3. And then of course we have, in Gallery 2, we have some quilts that join us from Australia, and the quilts in Gallery 3 come to us from the International Quilt Festival in Houston. These quilts in Gallery 3 will be leaving us in the end of March, and then opening on March 26th, we'll have the prize winners from the great Best Little Quilt Show in Texas. So our local quilt show prize winners will be here for the final month of our quarterly exhibit. Interestingly, our exhibits change every 4 months. So when you come back in late April, early May, we will have our juried show, My America, What It Means to Me. So it's going to be a beautiful patriotic exhibit that will celebrate the America 250. Without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more of your time, Luke. He's probably like, stop talking. Come on over here. I would love for you to help me welcome Luke Huser.
cello suite in G major. Most people know it as the most well-known, popular, beloved of the six suites. Scholars generally believe it was written around 1720 when he was serving as the music director at the court in Cawthon. And the suites were crafted as dance movements for solo cello, no other accompaniment instruments. For today's recital, I've chosen the fourth movement, the saraband. It's more slower, beautiful, generally than the rest of the movements from the suites. More deeply emotional, so I thought it was a good one to start with today. By Tchaikovsky. He wrote this piece in 1882 during a turbulent period in his life, marked by many creative doubts, personal struggles. It emerged as the most famous of six short piano miniatures, the Six Marco Opus 51. This miniature is originally written for piano. It's become very popular in arrangements for cello accompanied by piano. So the melody fits very well to the timbre of the cello. This one, the Valse Sentimentale, was dedicated to Emma Ginton, who was the French governess who served at the estate of Neisy, a place where Tchaikovsky often visited and felt home with his friends. From her many letters to him, it's clear she developed strong feelings for the composer, and though he tried to keep things friendly, the situation sometimes left him feeling a bit awkward. But still, he dedicated this beautiful swaying waltz to her. And I would also like to introduce my teacher, Iverson Eliopoulos, who will be joining me as an accompanist for this piece. The next piece is the ever so famous Swan by Saint-Saëns. This is from the Carnival of the Animals. And anybody who knows the cello really knows the Swan. It's one of the cornerstone pieces of all cello repertoire. Saint-Saëns composed the whole Carnival suites back in 1886 as a fun, playful set of musical portraits of different animals. But at the time, he was really protective of his serious reputation, and he didn't really allow this many pieces for him to be played because it was more joking, it's more sillier suite. But the only part that he allowed ever while he was alive was the Swan, which he published separately in 1887. It was originally written for cello with two pianos. Today we usually just hear it accompanied by one piano, and now it'll be me performing also cello. by John Gabriel Marie, who was a French composer from the late 1800s. He wrote this piece around 1887, originally for cello and piano, and he dedicated it to a cellist friend within the Paris Opera Orchestra. The title La Cinquantaine directly refers to a 50th wedding anniversary, or more the direct translation is Golden Wedding, which is a celebration for the 50th wedding. comedy. Unfortunately, this theater production fell through when the company went bankrupt, and the score was left unfinished and unheard. Years later, in 1898, Fauré rescued the piece, polished it up, and arranged it for cello and piano, turning it into what we know today. That same year, he created an orchestrated version for the English staging of Maurice Maeterlinck's symbolist play, Pelleas et Melisande. In this drama, the Sicilian sets the mood for the fountain scene at the start of Act 2, where Melisande innocently tosses her wedding ring into the water while flirting with Pelleas. Schubert composed the Ave Maria originally in 1825 on a set of songs based on Sir Walter Scott's epic poem, The Lady of the Lake. The song is Ellen's third song, where the character Ellen Douglas, in a moment of peril and exile in the Scottish Highlands, sings a prayer to the Virgin Mary for protection beginning with Ave Maria. It's not originally the setting of the full Catholic prayer. That association came a lot later when the performers adapted the melody to the traditional Latin text, which that has stuck ever since and has become hugely popular for weddings, funerals, and sacred occasions. And to wrap up today's recital, we are going to end on a lively note with Antonio Vivaldi's Concerto in E minor for two cellos. This piece was adapted from his RV 409, which was originally written for cello and bassoon with strings. But now it's mostly performed by a duo of two cellos, sometimes with the orchestra backing them. Normally in three movements, Iverson and I will just be playing the first two today, also in reverse order, starting with the second movement, Adagio, and then moving to the more lively opening movement, Allegro.
Thank you.